I'm going to start once again. Hello again, everybody. David Clary along with Dylan. We're having a little trouble getting on here, but now we are on, my producer-director says. My name is David Clary along with Dylan Woody and Caleb Riker. We are at Bearden High School getting set for this District 4 ball game between the Wildcats of Oak Ridge and the Bearden Bulldogs. I'll run down the starting lineups. First off for the Wildcats, leading things off and playing center field will be Warren East. Batting second will be the catcher, Parker Free. Batting third will be the pitcher in today's game, Mikey Teasley. Mikey comes into this game with a record of 4-0. Batting fourth will be Joseph Webb. He'll be playing third base today. That's a different position for him. Carson Fagan will be right behind him at number 6. He'll be playing right field. Batting seventh will be the second baseman, Jaden Cheverton. Batting eighth will be Cam Welch. He'll be playing first base today. And batting ninth will be Noah Wood. He will be the shortstop in the ball game. For the Bearden Bulldogs, I only have their last names given to me. Leading things off for them will be F. Piper. He is the center fielder. Batting second will be the second baseman, B. Piper. Batting third will be the shortstop, Wright. Batting fourth will be Allen. He'll be playing first base. Batting fifth will be the third baseman, Picard. Batting sixth will be the right fielder, McCallum. Batting seventh will be the catcher, Farrell. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter, Harris. He'll be hitting for the pitcher, Lofton. And batting ninth place will be the left fielder, Klein. And maybe we can track down some of their first numbers as the Wildcat starters come out to shake hands with the umpires behind the plate, including Rick Hendricks, who is working the field today, as the Wildcats line up on the first base line as we get ready for the national anthem here on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Appreciate all of our sponsors of Oak Ridge High School baseball. We've got the class of 1989. We appreciate them, of course. We also appreciate Laurel and Green with State Farm Insurance, along with Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, along with East Tennessee Spine and Sport, along with Todd Fox with the Fox Insurance Group. We are on YouTube channel Prep Radio. The starting lineups being introduced by the PA. We got a good turnout of Oak Ridge fans, an okay turnout of Bearden fans to our left. Bearden, surprisingly, here at Bearden High School at Phil Garner Field Stadium here at Bearden, have a record under 500, which is very surprising for a program like the Bearden Bulldogs. We're just moments away from this ball game. It's Oak Ridge and Bearden. I remember the last time we were here. What I remember most about it, guys, was Warren hit a big home run. As we're about to have the national anthem, I'll put down the mic and maybe you'll be able to pick up the national anthem. So national anthem here from Bearden High School as we get set for Wildcat baseball. The Wildcats come into this game with a record of 20 wins, 2 defeats, and 1 tie. The losses coming to Science Hill this past weekend and to the Hardin Valley Hawks. Our producer and director today is Dylan Woody. It's good to have Dylan once again pushing the buttons. He did some camera work for us in the central wind. Hey, Rick. And our camera guy today, we've got the 3 cameras working today. We've got Caleb Riker. He's got 1 camera. We've got 2 others, one behind the plate, one above the field, where Luis Soria is going to be handling the duties. And we're always good to have Luis helping us out.
Yeah, he's not officially part of the crew, but he helps us out forcefully from time to time.
Wildcats getting set here. To lead things off will be Warren East, and we're about to have baseball for you here from Bearden High School. Wildcats, Warren East, Parker Free, and Mikey Teasley. Schedule 3 and Coach Travis Free's lineup. First base coach today looks like it'll be Kevin McKeithen. Down to third base will be the head coach of the Wildcats. That'll be Travis Free. Warren to lead things off, and we're about set. The Wildcats have 1 district loss to their on their schedule this year, and that, as I mentioned, came to Hardin Valley. The Wildcats currently 1 game behind the Farragut Admirals, who are undefeated still in district play. The Wildcats still have district games to go Wednesday against this Bearden team. They'll also play Ray County next week, Monday and Wednesday. And then the following week, the final week of the season, they'll take on the Farragut Admirals at Bobby Hopkins Field and at Farragut. Here we go. It'll be Warren East to lead things off for the Wildcats on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. In the shadows of the football stadium here at Bearden High School, which is to our left. Beautiful facility, kind of short dimensions, just a little over 300 feet to left out in center field. They have a high wall, not very long as well. Warren, I remember as I was talking to the guys here, hit a grand slam against the Bulldogs a couple years ago, and he takes a strike, and we are underway here at Bearden High School. Pitch, I guess, just a little bit high or perhaps a little low. I looked away from it for a second. I wanted you to hear the sound of the ball hitting the mitt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Odd delivery, side armor. And the pitch is just a little bit low, maybe a little outside. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Working our 3 camera apparatus here. Hoping to bring you quality baseball coverage. 2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, there's a called strike at the knees. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. But it would take, to me, a little bit to get used to his delivery. He has a wide open stance on the rubber. Then he comes sidearm. Ball is hit well to center field, and that's going to be in for a base hit. Good start for Warren East. He waited on the pitch and drove it into right center field. And a good start for the Wildcats as Warren leads off with a single. I would expect with his speed that Warren East will be moving down to second as the Wildcats will send to the plate the catcher, the junior, Parker Free. As we say each and every game, he's committed to play ball at Kennesaw State, which is just down the road from Atlanta. Warren with good speed at first. Lofton's the pitcher. Throws over to first, and it's close. Bang, bang play, and Warren is out. Good pickoff move, and Warren is out number 1. So he picked off. He took a really big lead. I expected him to go. Just a great move that time by the Bearden pitcher, and just like that, there's 1 out, and the batter steps in without taking a pitch as of yet. Here's the pitch. It's outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Mikey Teasley's on deck for the Wildcats. The Wildcats wearing their all grays today with Cardinal. The Bearden Bulldogs maroon jerseys, white baseball pants. Here's the pitch, hit foul. Coming back our way and out of play. This is a district ball game. As I mentioned, the Wildcats have swept McMinn County and Lenoir City. Split with Hardin Valley Hawks as that pitch is a called strike. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes to Parker Free. It's just going to take a little while for them to get used to that windup. As he comes in once again, will rip foul. Hit hard, but well foul. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, producer, director, how are our shots today?
I think they're looking pretty good.
Of course they are. You guys set them up. You always have good shots. Here's Parker back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, nobody on. Top of the first. Pitch. High and tight. And the count is 2-2. We are broadcasting from almost below the level of the mound, actually. We're kind of right against the first base, netting and brick. So we're actually a little bit below almost the field level. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Parker. A little bit low. Full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Hit well, hit deep to center, way back, way back. That ball is going to be caught right in front of the fence for out number 2. The ball was hit well, but out, and that is out number 2. When he first hit it, I thought the ball was going to go, but it just kind of died out in right center field, and that is 2 outs. Batter now will be Mikey Teasley. Mikey was the National Player of the Week for a week ago with his outstanding work that he did in Alabama. Congratulations to him. He takes a strike, and the count is 0-1. One of the few ball games that we have done where the wind's not just whipping around. Here's a 1-strike pitch. There's a called strike at the knees. Looked a little outside. And the count is 0-2. 0-2 pitch. Hit hard to the shortstop. Fields it on the backhand. Throws across the diamond in time for out number 3. So the Wildcats pick up a base hit. He was picked off. We go to the bottom half of the first inning. We are live at Bearden High School on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Thank you very much for watching our ball games all season long. We've done a ton of ball games. I think we are right at 20 ball games we broadcast this year, which is more than we were able to do a year ago, and hopefully we'll have a few more. Not so positive about this coming Wednesday's game at home against Bearden or next week's game against games against Ray County. As we say, each and every ball game, we'll try to do our best to get those games on the air. We're live from Bearden. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bearden High School, getting set for the bottom half of the first inning. Finn Piper is the batter. He's the leadoff man for the Bulldogs. He's playing center field for Bearden. Mikey Teasley's on the mound. The first pitch is a fastball in there for a called strike. Some low heat by the senior, headed to the University of Tennessee next year. Here's the 1-strike pitch. Inside and low. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Little chillier days than we had in Alabama, is it not?
It is kind of cold. Oh, hold on.
Ball's hit on the infield. Mikey calls for it, but it's going to be the third baseman, Joseph Webb, who makes the catch for out number 1. Batter now will be the second baseman.
Up next for the Bulldogs, second baseman, number 11, Boone Piper.
Boone Piper. He is the second baseman. Right-handed hitter. Pitches hit off the end of the bat and just foul up the first base line. Kind of an excuse-me swing. Almost caught the bag. Over to field it was Cam Welch, but it was foul. Count is 0-1. Pitch. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Defensively, Cam Welch is the first baseman. Jaden Cheverton is the second baseman. Get the other side of the infield a moment. That breaking pitch is hit foul and out of play. Parker Free is the catcher. He has the sign. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball cut on a miss. And that is strikeout number 1 for Mikey Teasley.
Next up for the Bulldogs, shortstop, number 23, Grayson Wright.
Wright's the batter. We think it's Grayson Wright. He's the shortstop. First pitch from Mikey is a strike. The count is no balls and 1 strike. Like I said, they gave us a roster. Did not have their first names on it. That ball is foul tipped into the mid of Parker. Joseph Webb is the third baseman. Noah Wood is playing short for the Wildcats. The outfield pretty much the same as that pitch just off the plate. Pretty good from here. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Mikey has the sign from Parker. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 and out number 3 for the Bearden Bulldogs. Wildcats and Bulldogs fail to score in the first inning. We go to the second inning here at Bearden High School on our YouTube channel. We appreciate Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty along with the class of 1989. We'll be back for the second inning in a moment.
Download the mobile app, cheer on the strikeouts.
And we are back here at Bearden High School on Kingston Pike in Knoxville, Tennessee. Thank you for watching our broadcast today. We go to the top of the second inning. It'll be Joseph Webb, Carson Fagan, and Brooks Poteet, the scheduled 3 in Coach Travis Free's lineup. Facing the sidearm, Lofton, who comes in. The pitch is down low, a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Caleb went over and asked Coach Ulrich how fast Mikey was throwing. He was throwing in the low 90s, but I'm sure he'll heat up a bit as that pitch just a bit outside. Kind of a narrow strike zone here early on by the home plate umpire. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch, that's outside, perhaps even a little low, and the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Wildcats led off the ball game with a single by Warren East. He was erased, and then the Wildcats were retired in order after that. Pitch to Joe is a called strike. Inside part of the plate at the knees. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike to the junior. Playing third base today. He's played first base most of the time. As that ball's hit on a high hop, it's going to be a bang-bang play. The second baseman fields it, and the play at first is safe. And that's an infield single for Joseph Webb. He beat it out. The ball was a high hopper, hit the ground, went high in the air. Second baseman charged, and bang-bang at first. And the Wildcats, for the second consecutive inning, have their leadoff man aboard. The batter now will be Carson Fagan. Carson comes in over 300 on the year. He's made some really fine defensive plays for the Wildcats in the last several games, taking a home run away from a team down in Alabama. Here's another quick throw, and this time he's safe. They've got to watch him. He has already picked off Warren, and Joe was pretty far off the bag, and that was pretty close, Dylan.
Yeah, I've never seen someone pick off that fast and get one in a game before. That's a first for me.
Carson back in. Joe a shorter lead this time. And once again draws a throw. This time, as I mentioned, his lead not quite as big, and he's easily back to the bag. Brooks Poteet is on deck. He'll be followed by Jaden Sheverton in the Wildcat lineup. Squaring the bunt. That pitch is down low. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Mike Kelly, one of our baseball and basketball and football sponsors, is in attendance as he normally is, taking pictures. Hopefully that I can use at some point. Appreciate that. 1 ball, no strikes. Carson back in. Lofton, the pitcher, throws over to first, and once again, back to the bag will go Joseph Webb. Kevin McKeithen is the first base coach for the Wildcats, keeping a watchful eye on Joe. 1-0 pitch, squaring the bunt. It's way inside, and the count is 2 balls and no strike. Pulled the bat back. They asked for help, and the field umpire signals. I'm not sure if he signaled if he went or not. Looked like he did, actually. They're going to say he did, so the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Short lead at first for Webb. Lofton checks him once again. Once again, Carson squares the bunt. Once again, a close play at first. He has got a fantastic move. I mean, he has got a quick move to first.
Good job, Rick. Let's go. Move it in clean, firm.
I think the Oak Ridge fans think he's balking. I think that's what they're yelling behind us. I'll have to watch him a little bit more closely. Once again, a throw over. He is very, very occupied with the Wildcat base runners, keeping them close. Of course, Oak Ridge likes to run. They're very aggressive, and they're kind of taking a little bit. Now Joey is going. Good bunt to the pitcher. Going to be an underhand play, and they're going to go all the way to third, and he throws the ball away, and the Wildcats are going to steal a run. The Wildcats are going to score. Here comes the throw. Not in time. Great hustle by Joseph Webb on a infield sacrifice bunt by Carson Fagan, who is out, but Joe never stopped. He hit second base, headed to third. The first baseman launched it across the diamond. It eluded the third baseman, and Joseph came in to score, and it is 1-0 Oak Ridge. It's hard to give him an RBI because there was an error on it, but it is a run scored, and it's 1-0 Oak Ridge. Here's the pitch to Brooks Poteet, and it's a ball, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Great base running by the Wildcats. Poteet back in. The pitch is down low, a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Second baseman Jaden Sheverton is on deck for the Wildcats. 1-0 Wildcats here in the second. The pitch, that's ball 3. Down low. Might be a little bit rattled, as he did everything right on that play. He fielded the bunt. It was a good bunt by Carson. It moved Joe around, but Joe just never stopped. He just kept rolling around the bases, and they threw an errant throw, and just like that, Dylan, the Wildcats were up 1-0.
Yeah, that was a really, really good bump by Carson Fagan, and Joe just took advantage of it and scored on that one.
Pitch to Brooks is a called strike, and the count now 3 balls and 1 strike. Cheverton's on deck for the Wildcats. Here's the pitch. Hit foul over towards the football stadium, which I believe is named for Bill Young, former Oak Ridge head football coach. Was at Bearden on 2 different occasions. I think that field is named for him. Bill Young, one of the finest human beings I've ever known in my entire life. He was the head coach back right before Coach Gaddis came the first time, and from 1981 to 1987, he was the head coach. And Coach Gaddis took his spot, and the rest is history, including that 1991 state championship won by the Wildcats. Been a while. We've been to 2 state championships since. Hopefully Dylan and his boys will get it done next year. 3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch ripped to center field hard. The center fielder back on it. That ball was hit so hard. A lot of balls have been hit hard, but right on the button, but unfortunately right to the center fielder, and that is out number 2. Batter now will be the second baseman, Jaden Cheverton. Jaden's had a really solid sophomore year for the Wildcats, not only at bat, but in the field as well. He's pitched some. First pitch to him is hit in the air to the right side. The right fielder calls for it, in on it. Now over to his left, makes the catch for out number 3. But the Wildcats do score a run. The infield single by Joseph Webb, the sacrifice bunt by Carson Fagan, the error by Bearden, and it's 1-0 Wildcats. We go to the bottom of the second inning here at Bearden on our YouTube channel Prep Radio. 1-0 Oak Ridge. Back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bearden High School, 1-0 Wildcats. Mikey begins play. Got him 1-2-3 in the first inning. Faces their cleanup man, and he hits the ball foul off the screen. This will be Allen. He is the first baseman. I didn't hear his first name. Isaiah, thank you. I'm glad Dylan's here, and my boy, as that ball is hit right to the shorts, actually the second baseman, Jaden Cheverton, and that is out number 1 here in the second inning. I'm kind of confused. Sometimes Cheverton plays short, and now sometimes he plays second. That was Jaden Cheverton at second base, and that is out number 1. The batter now will be the third baseman, Eli Pickard. And he is, as I mentioned, he is the third baseman for the Bulldogs. Mikey's pitch is low and outside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. Last time I was here, I was with Vashon Knowles. He was our technical guy. Cut on and missed. Vashon is up at East Tennessee State University playing football. What else is he doing, Caleb?
Eating.
Pitch is almost a swing. He did not go. I don't think he did swing. The umpires in the stands thought he did. And the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. Evidently not exactly sure where that one was. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Mikey Teasley from the line, 3-1 pitch. Foul back to the screen. And the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Parker with a sign. I'll get those outfielders for you in a moment. 3-2 pitch, breaking pitch, hit foul. Off the screen, coming back our way, and out of play. In left field, we've got Carson Fagan. The center fielder is Warren East. The right fielder is Brooks Poteet. Mikey Teasley is your pitcher. And he's got a 3-ball, 2-strike count on Eli Pickard. Pickard will be followed by McCallum, the right fielder for the Bulldogs. As I mentioned, Mikey was player of the week in America. As that pitch is called strike 3, and he knew it, and that is strikeout number 3 for Mikey Teasley. The breaking pitch, and he tried to kind of deke the umpire, but it was a strike, and that is the second out here in the second inning. 1-0 Wildcats.
Right fielder, number 29, McCallum.
McCallum is the batter, right fielder. The pitch to him is foul tipped into the mid. The count is 0-1. Appreciate the Fagan family always watching us down in Amarillo, Texas. Appreciate them and our others. We've had other people who've donated money. Of course, the class of 1989, always involved in athletics and academics, as there was a called strike on the breaking pitch. And the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Hope you're enjoying our 3-camera action once again. Pitch, fastball, above the belt, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. So, Dylan, what makes you? I'm going to talk to you during the break, and we might have some chat to talk about, but I want to ask you some questions. Here's the 1-2 pitch outside, and the count is even now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on. We're in the second inning. Thank you, Mike Kelly. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody aboard. Mikey comes to the plate. Breaking pitch. Look good. Got to be a little bit more consistent. Parker says it might have been a little low, and we'll go with that. Parker told his dugout that it was low, and that's what the umpire had told him. 3 balls and 2 strikes, the pitch. Fastball cut on miss, and that is strikeout number 4 for Mikey Teasley. So, Dylan Woody, you're our producer and director. I know when we have the 3 cameras, what makes you decide which shots to use on the air?
Well, today I have Caleb Riker on camera 1, so when the ball is hit, I switch over to Caleb. When it's a fly ball, I go to the camera 2, which is on right now, and that kind of gets the outfield in there. And then camera 3 is for the pitches, so you can get a kind of a good eye where the balls are being placed.
Okay, that sounds good. Dylan, I know you're a member of the Oak Ridge football team, and I felt bad because Alex interviewed you more than I did. And you've got football practice, spring practice coming up. You've lost a lot to graduation. You've got a tough schedule, obviously, now a 6A school. You've got some transfers in. What are your thoughts heading into spring practice, and what needs do you think need to be filled by the Wildcats?
I think we need some big guys to step up. I think we need some linemen, specifically on the O-line side, to really step up and give us this chance this year. But besides that, I think we have a real shot, David.
I know you're going to be having a new quarterback. Your starting running back will return from injury. You lost Will Presley, obviously, but you lost him, at the Bradley ball game. But you've got a transfer receiver from Science Hill. You've got some guys that have moved in from Powell. You've got the new kid from Alabama. So you've got some guys that we don't know much about. Have you gotten a chance to meet them and watch them in any capacity?
I haven't got to meet the Science Hill transfer, but I have got to meet the Powell transfer. and the Alabama transfer, and they look good for the season.
Looking forward to it, and we'll, of course, have the broadcast on our YouTube channel as the Wildcats prepare to bat here in the third, leading 1-0. It'll be the number 8 hitter, Cam Welch, leading things off. It'll be followed by Noah Wood in the Wildcat lineup. Cam got a chance to bat a little bit in the Science Hill ball game. Still looking, I believe, for his first hit of the year. He kind of missed a good portion of the season due to injury. 1 ball, no strikes to him. There's ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. What a beautiful play the Wildcats scored on. If you just tuned in, just a sacrifice bunt, a routine play to the pitcher that resulted in a run all the way from first. A good bunt by Carson Fagan and some great base running by Joseph Webb. Cam's got a 2 ball, 1 strike count on him. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the third, 1-0 Wildcats. Pitch, hit foul. Back to the screen, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. The shortstop, Noah Wood, as I mentioned, is on deck. He'll be followed by the top of the order, and Warren East. Warren had a hit early. The Wildcats have 2 hits in the ball game. Warren has 1. Joseph Webb has the other. 2-2 pitch. Woo. Good eye there by Cheeto. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cheeto's a big left-hander. He's a great pitcher. Played first, played some outfield for the Wildcats in the past. 3-2 pitch is hit foul. Coming back and out of play. Over once again towards the football stadium. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sun's starting to set here at Bearden. It's getting a little chillier. Luckily, Caleb and I brought some longer, warmer clothing. Pitch, hit foul. Ripped off the field house down the third base line. And the count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Heard Coach McKeithen tell you, Dylan, that you're eating your way into a linebacker's position from a secondary position.
Yeah, I did gain 15 pounds since the season ended, but I don't know if linebacker position is the right way to put it.
3-2 pitch. The pitch is up high, ball 4. So for the third consecutive inning, the Wildcats have their leadoff man aboard. And the batter will be Noah Wood. He's the number 9 hitter. Good solid hitter. I would expect. You got Cheeto running with average speed. We'll see if they try to lay down a bunt. Noah's a good bunter. Cheeto takes the lead. He's got to watch it because this guy's got a really good move to first, as we've seen. He does bunt it. Back to the pitcher. He has a play at second, and that is out number 1. Ball right back to Lofton, and he fields it. And fielder's choice, Noah is on base. And back to the top of the order we go. And Warren East will be the batter. Warren, as I mentioned, singled his first time. Unusual motion does the Bearden pitcher. Where's the number 2? Our number 2 is on deck. That would be Parker Free. As Warren steps in once again. 1 out. The Wildcats up 1-0 as they bat in the third. Pitch. Hit on the ground softly. Third base side. He falls down, throws it, and throws it away. Warren is going to have to get to the bag, but scooting over to third base is Noah Wood. Tough play for their third baseman. He fielded it. The ball wasn't hit that hard. He hit the grass and lost his footing, so he couldn't get much on the throw. And Warren's on base, and the Wildcats have runners on the corners. I'm going to give him an infield single. I mean, if he hadn't fallen down, might have been an error, but I'm scorekeeping for the Wildcats, and I'm going to give Warren the benefit of the doubt. Wildcats with a golden opportunity as the Wildcat catcher Parker Free steps in. Parker lined out to center his first time, deep, right at the wall, but was retired. Warren got picked off his first time, a little shorter lead. And here's the pitch. There's a called strike at the waist, and the count is 0-1. Parker will be followed by Mikey Teasley. The Wildcats scored their first run in the second. We got runners on the corners with 1 out. Throw over to first and back to the bag will go Warren East. Appreciate Laurel Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, one of our sponsors all during football, basketball, and baseball. Here's the pitch. Ripped deep. Ball is going. It is out of here. Parker free. A 3-run home run over the left field fence, and Oak Ridge leads it by a score of 4-0 over the Bearden Bulldogs. He rocketed that baby out of here, and it's 4-0 Wildcats.
I'm speechless, David. That was impressive. That was really cool.
And he celebrates with his teammates over there. You can see on our camera. And the Wildcats now will send to the plate Mikey Teasley. In the score was Warren East and Noah Wood. 4-0 Wildcats. And the batter now will be Mikey Teasley. 4-0 Oak Ridge. The pitch down in the dirt, and the count is 1 and no strikes. That was a rocket shot into the trees in left field. Pitch. I guess a little bit inside, maybe outside. Can't tell. Our angle's not good from here. It's 2 and no strikes. Joseph Webb is on deck for the Wildcats. Pitch. Hit foul. Coming back out of play. And the count is 2-1. I hope they could hear that sound. That ball was just tagged. Here's the pitch. Took something off of it, and the count is 3 and 1 strike. Joseph scored the first run. He's on deck for the Wildcats. Some great base running on his part. 3-1 pitch. There's a called strike. Mikey thought it was ball 4. The Bearden fans kind of laughing at him a bit. Best way to shut them up is to do what Parker just did. 3 and 2 strikes. Lofton comes to the plate. Hit foul. Back out of play. Away from a camera and hopefully away from a silver van in the parking lot, which you were hoping for, aren't you, Dylan?
Not at all.
You had a goofy smile on your face, a devious smile as it headed in that direction. 3-2 pitch. Hit foul again. Off the netting above us. And the count remains full at 3 and 2 strikes. I don't know. Wait a minute, Caleb. Did he flinch on that one? He did not. Okay, good job. 3-2 pitch to Mikey. Hit foul again. Over the top of the press box and out of play. Joseph, that's a good way to get tossed out of the ball game. He kind of tried to throw a ball into the umpire. The umpire was not quite ready for it. He apologized to him. I've seen a major league catcher actually get thrown out of the game when the umpire thought he was deliberately trying to do that to him, but that wasn't the case. 3-2 pitch to Mikey, hit foul off the screen once again. So he's hanging in. 3-2 count, 1 out here in the third. 3 runs in on the 3-run home run by Parker Free. Did we get some good shots of that? And that pitch is cut on and missed, and that is a strikeout, and that is Lofton's first strikeout of the ball game. And here comes Joseph batting with nobody aboard and 2 outs. So I mentioned Joseph had an infield single his first time, just a high bouncer that he beat out. And then Carson Fagan put down a bunt, a routine bunt, which was fielded. But, and there's Joseph Webb just hit by a pitch. And Joseph went all the way around as the first baseman, tried to catch him at third and threw it away. Wildcats since that time have put 3 on the board. Here's Carson Fagan. As I mentioned, Carson had a sacrifice bunt his first time. Carson has a home run to his credit this year. Took a home run away. What a great play that was in Alabama.
Yeah, that was impressive. Jumped right over, or kind of got up on the fence and took that home run away.
That's the golden voice of Dylan Woody to our right. I would talk to Caleb, but he's a little farther away. Here's a quick throw over to first, and back to the bag once again will go Webb. Long home run by Parker Free. 3 runs in for the Wildcats. Carson back in. Not going. The pitch is at the ankles of the senior left fielder. And the count is 1 ball and no strikes. You can see on the shot of the football field back in our distance. Anybody who's been to an Oak Ridge Bearden ball game, familiar with that, Joe is going. Here's the throw by the catcher, and he is in there with a stolen base. The Wildcats have another runner in scoring position. 2 outs, though, in the third. 4-0 Wildcats. Carson asks the umpire what that pitch was, and evidently it was a strike, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Joe takes his lead off of second. Lofton comes to the plate. Cut on a miss. Had him way out in front, and the count is 1-2. Brooks Poteet is on deck for the Wildcats, but there are 2 outs. One-two pitch, hit on the ground to the second baseman on about 5 hops, throws on the first in time for out number 3. But the damage done by Parker Free, a 3-run home run, and the Wildcats lead 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the third. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back on our YouTube channel in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bearden. We go to the bottom of the third. Jack Farrell is the batter. He's the catcher. First pitch to him is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Caleb, how would you describe Parker's home run?
So we picked up on the camera of him hitting it, but we don't really see it in the air. It's just kind of went to the trees in about a second, it looked like.
Yeah, he basically, as the ball's hit foul, coming back over Luis, and he saved the camera once again. Good job, Luis. He gave me the thumbs up. He's our camera protector up top. Luis Sawyer, member of the Oak Ridge basketball team. That pitch is up high. Mikey behind in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. Mikey has 4 strikeouts, 2 in each of the first 2 innings. Falls behind to the leadoff man, 3-1. That ball is hit on the ground. Shortstop Noah Wood feels it, throws it. In time, out number 1. So Farrell is retired. Shortstop to first, and the batter will be their designated hitter.
Coming to play for the Bulldogs, designated hitter, number 8, Hunter Harris.
Hunter Harris is the designated hitter. He hits in the number 8 spot for them. That pitch, a little inside. Actually, a lot inside. The count is 1 ball and no strikes. 4-0 Wildcats as Bearden bats in the third. Fastball, a strike at the knees, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Oak Ridge is ranked number 2 in the state of Tennessee this week. Breaking pitch way out in front of it and swung through it, and the count is 1-2. Mikey's dealing here today at Bearden. Got one out, nobody aboard in the third. Parker gives him the sign. He shakes it off, and then Harris gets tired of waiting on him and steps out of the box. 1-2 pitch from Mikey Teasley. Fastball, call strike 3 at the belt, and that is out number 2, and that is strikeout number 5 for Mikey Teasley. And Tyler Klein is the batter. He's the left fielder batting in the number 9 hole. He hits the ball foul back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. We're on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We appreciate Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, along with Sexton Automotive, East Tennessee Spine and Sport. That's my old friend Donnie Sharp. Go see him if you're in pain. Pitch is up high. Count is 1 strike. Also, I'd like to thank the class of 1989, Todd Fox with Fox Insurance Group as well. Pitch is hit in the air. Foul territory, coming back once again. And out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tyler Klein. Mikey working quickly, never left the rubber. 1-2 pitch. Hit well on the infield. High, I should have said. Second baseman makes the play. That is Jaden Cheverton for out number 3. So 3 up and 3 down. Mikey Teasley faces the minimum through 3. We go to the top of the 4th inning from Bearden High School. 4-0 Wildcats. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bearden High School. Appreciate Mike Sheehan watching our broadcast, Tommy and Martha Lee watching our broadcast. If you're watching our broadcast, get on the chat. We love to hear where you're watching each and every ball game. Brooks Poteet, the batter, takes a strike. The count is 0-1. Ball hit in the air, left side, left fielder giving it a look, right on the line, makes the play for out number 1. Better now will be Jaden Cheverton. Jaden flew out to right field on 1 pitch back in the 1st inning. He bats here. He's a sophomore. He'll be followed by Camden Welch, who walked his first time. Jaden, as I mentioned, 0 for 1 in the ball game. 1 out here in the 4th pitch. It's a called strike. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. 1 out here in the 4th. 4-0 Wildcats. The big blow, the Parker Free 3-run home run. Called strike at the knees. Nice looking pitch, and the count is 0-2. Cam Welch is on deck. I hear Coach Free down in the third base coaching box giving some encouragement. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air. Foul territory once again, and out of play. Luis is doing a pretty good job up there.
Yeah, I see. He's really doing a good job. A lot of foul balls hit over our head, and he's protecting.
0-2 pitch, cut on a miss. And that's strikeout number 2 in the ball game for Lofton. And the batter now will be the first baseman, Camden Welch. Cam walked his first time, was out on a fielder's choice. He bats with 2 outs here in the 4th inning in a 4-0 game in this District 4 contest here at Bearden High School. You're getting a lot of compliments for the pictures today, where we've got the cameras and how you're switching them. So our producer director, I'll give him credit again. That is Dylan Woody, along with Caleb Riker doing camera work, and Luis Soria as well. As there's another pitch out of the strike zone, so it evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Caleb, I think I'm going to get my sweatshirt in here in a minute because it's starting to get a little cool. Dylan, sorry. Pitch is inside, and the count is 2-1. Noah Wood is on deck. Noah reached on a fielder's choice and scored one of the runs preceding Parker Free's home run. That pitch is foul tipped into the mitt, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cam hadn't had many at-bats this year. He missed the first, 10 or 15 ball games this year with stitches in his hand, and he's just now getting back into the groove of hitting. He's been pitching. 2-2 pitch ripped. There's a base hit. Solid base knock to right field, and the Wildcats have a 1-out base runner. Ball looked like the old Cam Welch right there, just drilling it into right field, and the Wildcats will send to the plate Noah Wood. As I mentioned, Noah reached on a fielder's choice and scored his first time. Warren East also scored in front of Parker. Runner at first base, Cheeto. His mother just told him to be careful as he takes his lead off of first. She's off to my left. She told me one thing. She didn't mind if we sat here as long as we didn't put her on camera. But I can quote her. I didn't put her on camera. Here's the pitch. Pitch is outside a ball, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Short lead at first. Pitch. There's a called strike to Noah Wood, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Okay, I have to talk now. Well, David goes to stow this. Pick off first. He's safe.
David's sick. Look, he's coughing more.
Pitch number 4. It's too low. Ball. Take it.
That pitch is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes the count. Got something caught. I don't know if it was a bug or something. Caleb says I'm sick because that's what I always tell him. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runner at first. 2 outs. Pitch to Noah is ball 4. So Noah's on base for the second time. And the batter now will be Warren East. There's nothing worse to a broadcaster to lose their voice in the middle of a call. We're outside. There's not much dust, honestly, but there is some pollen, which really doesn't affect me that much. Usually the pollen that gets me is in May, actually, for whatever that pollen is. I'm not sure what it is. But I look forward for this inning to be over so I can clear my throat completely. Dylan, he tried to do some play-by-play, then just handed the mic back to me. 2 on. 2 outs. Warren the batter, the pitch. Way outside. Warren's been on base 2 times, scored a run. Reached on that odd play where the third baseman fell down. And he reached base and scored, as I mentioned, in front of Parker's home run. 1-0 pitch. I looked inside, I guess, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Lofton, I think, really just kind of questioned it. I mean, he's, as I mentioned, the strike zone is very narrow, and it's narrow for both of them. Lofton thought that was a strike, and the count is 2 balls and no strikes. All batters want is consistency, and that's what he's been very consistent. Has he not, Mike?
Very.
You're a man of few words.
That's it.
Parker Free is on deck for the Wildcats. He hit that laser shot into the trees earlier. 2 balls, no strikes. Mitchell Warren's been on base twice. Good opportunity again for the Wildcats with 2 on. Pitch. Way outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Lofton probably didn't want to face Parker again. He's hit the ball hard both times. He was out the first time, a liner to center. Pitch to Warren, not even close. And he's going to have to face Parker Free with the bases loaded. Parker already with a 3-run home run. A little delay as he takes his catcher's gear off. No movement. Now we're going to have a visit to the mound to talk to Lofton. Bases full of Wildcats, 4-0 Oak Ridge. We appreciate you watching. Anybody watching on the chat there, Dylan Woody?
We have Jim Bunch from Houston, and we have Showboat Hall. Is that Josiah's little brother?
His big brother, actually.
Big brother. And, we have him watching from Mississippi. And Nelly graduated from Bearden.
Okay. We're glad to have the Bearden people watching as well. Jemiah Hall, he was a good football player for the Wildcats.
Always root for Oak Ridge. Nelly said they'll always root for Oak Ridge, though, David. So.
Okay, yeah, that is good. As it looks like, let's see. Looks like we're going to stick with Lofton, I do believe. I don't see him moving. He's got to be a little bit more careful. He's got that funky kind of delivery, and evidently Parker sees it really well because the first time he was out, but he drilled it to the wall the first time. The second time, he drilled it over the wall. And he's got the bases loaded here with 2 outs. And here's the pitch. There's a called strike at the knees, and the count is no balls and 1 strike. Pitch, ball 1, evens the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Camden Welch is the base runner at second. Noah Wood, or at third, Noah Wood is at second. And Warren East is the base runner at first. Parker with a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pitch. That's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. He doesn't want to give anything in the strike zone, or Parker will deposit it into the trees again. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. It's outside and low, I guess. Count is 3 balls and 1 strike. I remember several years ago, I've told this story many times, when Todd Helton for the Central Bobcats, a Hall of Famer in Cooperstown, played for Central. We walked him intentionally with the bases loaded to keep him from hitting a home run. Here's the pitch to Parker, hit on the ground, third base side. He's got 1 play. It's across the diamond, and he's scooped up nicely by the first baseman as the inning comes to a close. Good job by Lofton getting out Parker Free. The Wildcats load the bases. They leave them loaded. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Bearden High School. 4-0 Wildcats. We'll be back to Bearden on our YouTube channel in a moment. Welcome back to Bearden High School. We go back to the top of the order. It'll be Finn Piper leading things off, and he takes one up high. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Piper grounded out to Joseph Webb at third base to open the bottom of the first, and Mikey a little out of the strike zone, a little low and inside. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. It'll be Finn Piper along with, looks like, if I can, Boone Piper. That ball's ripped deep, very deep. That ball is going, and it is off the wall. First hit of the ball game for the Bulldogs. It's going to be a triple picked up by Warren East. He gets it in really quick, and that's a leadoff triple. And the first hit of the ball game, that ball was tagged, and I thought when he hit it, it was going out of the park. It hit high off the fence. And yes, he did. Dylan?
Caleb called Mikey's no-hitter and ruined
For
it.
the Bulldogs, second baseman.
And, of course, we all kept quiet when he did throw his no-hitter against Fairhope. Leadoff triple, so the Bulldogs getting something going in the 4th inning. That ball is hit well to right field. That's going to result in a run. Brooks Poteet makes the catch. That is a sacrifice fly and an RBI. 2 balls hit right on the button by the Piper boys here at Bearden, and it is now 4-1 as given RBI to Boone Piper. Grayson Wright, the batter. He was a strikeout victim his first time. And the first pitch is a ball. Bearden dugout getting a little rowdier as they've put a run on the board against Mikey, the National Player of the Week. Because of 14 hits, like 14 RBIs and a no-hitter. Pitch is low and outside. He has been consistent with that strike zone. It's narrow. Anything on the corners, Greg Maddox would have hated this guy. 2-0 pitch. That's the ball ripped to the left field, just beyond the reach of the shortstop, Noah Wood. That's 3 straight balls hit right on the button by the Bulldogs. After being really untouchable in the first 3 innings. In fact, nothing was hit hard at all until this inning. Mikey doing a little soul searching, and you can see him with his head down, thinking about it. But as you know, the great athlete and great pitcher that he is, he just shakes it off. I mean, it's baseball. You get hit hard sometimes. Runner at first. And Isaiah Allen is the batter. Isaiah grounded out to second his first time. 1 out here in the 4th. 4-1, the Wildcats in the lead. Good lead at first. The pitch is hit foul to the left side and caught by the bullpen protector out on the left field side, and the count is 0-2. Jeremiah Ball, the pitching coach of the Wildcats, watching Mikey carefully. After just being practically unhittable the first 3 innings, we've had some balls hit hard off of the big senior. Runner at first, pitch, bounces away all the way back to the screen, and they'll have a runner at second base with 1 out and a 1 ball, 2 strike count on the cleanup hitter, Isaiah Allen, for the Bearden Bulldogs. We're in the 4th, 4-1 Wildcats. Some people barking over to our left. Home of the Bulldogs. Phil Garner Field. Phil Garner was the manager. Pitch is cut on a miss. That's a strikeout. Strikeout number 6 for Mikey Teasley. Phil Garner played for the University of Tennessee, was a player for the Pittsburgh Pirates, managed the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates, I do believe, Phil Garner. And they named the field after him. He played ball here at Bearden. 2 outs now, and Eli Pickard is the batter. He is the third baseman. He struck out looking his first time. 1 run in. 4-1 as the Wildcats try to get out of the bottom of the 4th inning. Mikey checks the runner at second. Here's the pitch. Quick throw down to second, and Noah is there to receive it, but easily back to the bag he goes. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here, Coach McKeithen vocalizing in the Oak Ridge dugout. Former Wildcat. I know his mother Mary's probably watching our broadcast today. Pitch, breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Nice pitch there by Mikey Teasley. And he's ahead in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dylan Woody's our director producer. Our camera guys are Caleb Riker and Luis Soria. Yep, he's still up there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking pitch, and once again, down he goes looking for the second time. But the Bulldogs pick up a run. They do it on the RBI sacrifice fly by Boone Piper. We go to the top of the 5th inning here at Bearden High School. 4-1 Wildcats. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bearden High School, 4-1. The Wildcats in the lead in this district ball game. They'll play again on Wednesday, Bobby Hopkins Field. We'll hope you'll join us for that game. We're not sure if we'll be able to broadcast that game or not. The Ray County ball games next week as well are in question as that ball is tagged. Well foul, but well out of here. That ball was barreled up and drilled, but we got way ahead of the pitch and well foul. No balls and 1 strike. Pitch. My question is, we didn't get Parker's home run. Remember that Parker's home run that we didn't get? Hopefully we got this one. Dylan?
I think I got it pretty good, actually.
0-2 pitch. Mikey takes one low and outside, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch, hit foul. Back to the screen. Mikey back in, 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, breaking pitch in the dirt, evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch is hit foul once again. Mikey Teasley back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on, nobody out. We're in the 5th inning. Pitch to Mikey. That's down low. A little bit below the knees. Good take there by Mikey, and the count is full. Ball ripped again, foul. Almost in the same area of the first foul ball. Three balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 pitch. Cut on and missed. And Mikey goes down swinging. Second time in the ball game That Mikey has struck out, and the batter will be Joseph Webb.
Coming up for the Wildcats, third baseman, number 24, Joseph Webb.
Joe in the ball game was reach base twice. He singled and scored a run his first time. Some great base running. I've talked about this. He got on an infield single. Then Carson Fagan had a good sacrifice bunt. And Joe just kept running around second, went on to third, drew a throw from the first baseman who had retired Carson at first, and he threw it away, and the Wildcats scored their first run. Pitch to Joseph is a called strike at the knees, and the count is 0-1. Coach McKeithen, once again, former prep radio guy. He told the guys about his experiences back in the day. Can you imagine Coach McKeithen on our crew?
I cannot imagine that, actually.
He was for several years, even from the time he was actually maybe in middle school at Robertsville up until his college years. Cut on a miss, and Laughlin has thrown strikes for the most part. He's been tagged a couple times. The home run by Parker Free, the big difference in the ball game. We're in the fifth inning, 4-1 Wildcats. Joe behind you the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Pitch. That's high and outside. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, one of our sponsors. Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty, the class of 1989, encouraging all other classes to get involved. Ball is hit in the air, right side, foul, and out of play. Yeah, class of 1989. That's Chris Corwin. He's involved academically, athletically. He's been on our broadcasts in football, basketball, and baseball. And he wants all the other classes to get involved as he is. Here's the pitch to Joe, cut on and missed, and that's another strikeout. And Lofton finding his groove here in the fifth inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and the batter will be Carson Fagan. Carson had that sacrifice bunt back in the first inning. Also grounded out to second, and that might be the end of the day's work for Lofton. 4-1 our score. We are live at Bearden High School on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. We'll take a quick break. I think they're going to make a pitching change. It's an odd time to come and talk to him. We'll see what coaching staff at Bearden High School elect to do. I know Jack Tate used to be the head coach back in the day. Bearden High School. Jack's always he's now involved with the Farragut Admirals now after 30 years at Bearden High School, and they are going to signal for a pitching change. So we'll take a break here. We're live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Good ovation for Lofton, who did a really good job. While we break for the pitching change, we'll take a break ourselves. We'll be back in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bearden High School. We're in the fifth inning. There's 2 outs, nobody aboard. The batter is Carson Fagan. Got a new pitcher in the ball game. for the Bearden Bulldogs, placing Charlie Lofton. This is Max Adams. The first pitch to Carson is down low, a ball. As I mentioned, Carson had a sacrifice bunt, which started the Wildcats' first scoring, with Joseph Webb coming around to score. Adams comes to the plate. Fastball at the knees, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Sun's beginning to set here at Bearden High School. 1-1 pitch, breaking pitch, a nice one in there for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. 2 outs. Charlie Lofton, good job pitching, had the 3-run home run to Parker, the big blow in the ball game. Breaking pitch hit back our way. Mike didn't even flinch. The question is, did your camera get destroyed? As the ball came right at his camera, Dylan.
That was impressive.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, that's down low. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hey, Dylan, I have an idea. After this pitch, I'm gonna ask you. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. 4-1 Wildcats. The pitch, outside. Would you like to take a road trip to McMinn County tonight?
Nope.
Just thought I'd ask. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Where'd Caleb go? We lost our camera guy. 3-2 pitch to Carson. That's called strike 3, and he knew it. He tried to hit on down to first base, but I think he knew it. And that is strikeout number 1 for Max Adams. So we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning. We are live at Bearden High School on our YouTube channel. Thank you. We're not sure we'll be able to broadcast the ball game on Wednesday. That's a home game against Bobby Hopkins. Then we've got 2 games next week, 1 at Ray County and 1 at Bobby Hopkins. Those 3 games are questionable right now if we'll be able to broadcast. We are, just to be honest with you, we've kind of run out of funding a little bit. We're going to have to start our fundraising effort once again. And, for various reasons, it's hard to, continue on without an announcers too. 4-1 our score. We'll take a break. We'll be back in a moment.
Right fielder, number 29.
David Clary back here along with Dylan Woody, Caleb Riker. The Wildcats on top 4-1. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be McCallum leading things off, followed by, looks like Jacob Farrell. Pitches a called strike by Mikey Teasley. Then Hunter Harris. 7 strikeouts in the ball game from Mikey to this point. Giving up the 1 run. The pitch, fastball at the belt. Called strike 2, and the count is 0-2. Now, 2 teams will play again on Wednesday at Bobby Hopkins, 6:30. Here's the 2-strike pitch, and there's another strikeout. That's the second time McCollum has struck out. And Luis and the boys having a good time up top. They were with us in Alabama. They are some loyal fans driving all the way down there. It was an 8-hour drive.
Yeah, that was a really long drive to come out there and support the Wildcats.
Batter now will be, looks like, Jacob Farrell. Yeah, you are cold. I'm sorry. I don't think I have anything else in the car for you. That pitch is down low. 2 balls and no strikes. You can go buy a Bearden sweatshirt, I'm sure, at their souvenir stand.
Absolutely not.
2-0 pitch. Now it's 3 balls and no strikes. Third baseman today is Joseph Webb. The shortstop is Noah Wood. The second baseman, Jaden Cheverton. Camden Welch is the first baseman. Parker Free, the catcher. Carson Fagan in left, Warren East in center. Brooks Poteet is in right field. There's a strike. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. We'll check the chat here in a bit to find out who might be watching us and where you're watching us from. Always appreciate that. Cut on a miss. Working his way back into it. It's now 3 balls and 2 strikes to the catcher, who grounded out to short his first time. Mikey has the sign from Parker. The Oak Ridge dugout giving the senior hurler some encouragement. Is the pitch hit on the ground? Foul. Up the third base line, over towards their bullpen and out of play. Well, love this 3-camera action we've been doing. We're contemplating how to do that during football season. We have ground camera guys, but sometimes they're a little bit more in harm's way and a little bit tougher to do that, honestly. But we're thinking about it. Just because Dylan is on our crew, we want as many angles of Dylan Woody as we possibly can get during football season. And his brother Blake, 3 balls and 2 strikes. I'll get your comment on that in a minute. That pitch hits off his bat, and that's a lucky kind of break for Mikey because that almost hit him, just ticked off the bat. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Do we want multiple angles of Blake?
We might need them. No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't need them.
That's his older brother, Blake Woody. Kind of trying to get batter set here. Now Parker goes out and has words with his friend, who he's played with for many years, Mikey Teasley. I kind of felt bad for Mikey the last couple of weekends. His Tennessee Vols been walked off by 2 SEC opponents, Vanderbilt and LSU. Farrell back in. 3-2 pitch, fastball, foul. Back to the netting once again. The count remains at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Wildcats will be heading to Kingsport for a 3-day tournament coming up. I haven't talked to the boys yet about that. It's a 3-day tournament up in Kingsport coming up the end of this month. 3-2 pitch, hit hard but foul. Just foul. The Bearden fans didn't like it. It was foul by inches. I mean, Luis and the boys up there, Jason Slay, he was letting everybody know. It was close. It was close. Chris Corwin, class of 1989, watching the ball game today. Appreciate him in the class of 1989. Breaking pitch is a ball, and that is a base runner for the Bulldogs. Good job for their catcher. Took a lot of pitches, fouled a few off, and earned a walk, and he'll get a courtesy runner to run for him. And here comes the designated hitter. This is Hunter Harris. Harris struck out looking his first time in the 3rd inning. They do have a courtesy runner in the ball game. Mikey will work from the stretch. 4-1 Wildcats. Tight one here at Bearden. And you expect it to be in a District 4A contest. Short lead at first. The pitch. Breaking pitch. I guess a little outside. Nobody has really liked the strike zone. It's narrow. He's been very consistent with it, though. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner at first, short lead. Mikey comes to the plate, hit on the ground. Third base side, Joseph Webb goes the short route. And whether the throw beat him or not, or maybe Jaden was off the bag. Joseph has not played third much this year for the Wildcats. He kind of hesitated a little bit, tried to decide whether he wanted to catch it on the short hop or what. And by the time he delivered the throw, either the guy covering the bag was off the bag or he beat the throw. Either way, they've got runners at first and second, so the tying run comes to the plate. That ball is hit on the ground in the right field. That's a base hit. Brooks Poteet lets it get past him, and now he has to pick it up, and they're going to have the tying run in scoring position. So that is a single. In to score is their courtesy runner. Winding up at third is Hunter Harris, and Tyler Klein has a single, reaches on the error, and now it is 4-2. And here comes Coach Travis Free. Here are the Oak Ridge fans behind us. Wildcats have seen their lead dwindle to 2, and they've got the tying runs in scoring position in the top of the order coming up in Finn Parker, who had a triple his last time. And Mikey Teasley and Coach Free and the entire infield have a conversation. Appreciate, as I mentioned, Chris Cord in the class of 1989. He is encouraging all other classes to get involved, not only academically and athletically. Just get involved. They're very much involved. They built that pavilion at Blankenship Field on the Kentucky Avenue side. Appreciate Laura Lynn Green with State Farm, Sexton Automotive of Oak Ridge, Donnie Sharp with East Tennessee Spine and Sport. 4-2 our score as that pitch is outside the ball, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. As I mentioned, Finn Piper, he's tripled his last time. He scored the first run of the ball game. Hit could tie the ball game. Here's the pitch, low. 2 balls and no strikes. Mikey was hit hard than previous inning. The balls in this inning have not been hit that hard, but the Wildcats haven't made the plays behind Mikey. He's going to have to work out a trouble here. That pitch is a breaking pitch down low, and he's a pitch away from loading the bases with only 1 out. It's a district ball game. As we've mentioned many times, the Wildcats 1 game behind Farragut in the district standings. Pitch is ball 4. And Piper walks, and the bases are loaded. Now the go-ahead run is on base in a 4-2 ball game.
Second baseman, number 11, Boone Piper.
Boone Piper steps in. Boone struck out his first time. Had a sacrifice fly and an RBI his last time. Pitch, breaking pitch, cut on and missed. Good pitch there by Mikey Teasley. Bases full of Bulldogs. Boone Piper, the batter. 1 strike pitch, another breaking pitch, another strike. Back-to-back breaking pitches, and Mikey way ahead in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. Oh, 2 pitch. Foul tip back to the screen, and the count remains at 0-2. We're live on our YouTube channel, Prep Radio. Wednesday, the Wildcats will take on this same Bearden team at Bobby Hopkins Field. Bobby Hopkins Park, if you will. Part of the Oak Ridge Baseball Complex. We hope you'll join us. No balls and 2 strikes. Boone Piper back in. Cut on a miss. Boone is headed back to the burrow. And that is out number 2. That is another strikeout for Mikey Teasley.
Shortstop, number 23, Grayson Wright.
Grayson Wright is the batter now. He bats with the bases loaded. He is their number 3 hitter. He struck out his first time, singled his last time. He's 1 for 2. 4-2 our score. Mikey's got the bases loaded. Here in the 5th inning, the Wildcats in the lead. Pitch to Grayson Wright. Breaking pitch just off the corner, and the count is 1-0. Timeout is asked for. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Live here at Bearden High School on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much for tuning us in. And what is a tight ball game all of a sudden. Bases full of Bearden Bulldogs. Mikey Teasley, 1-0 pitch. Good stop by Parker. Saved a run. No place to put this guy. Count is 2 balls and no strikes. Grayson Wright will be followed by Isaiah Allen in the Bulldog lineup. Bearden wearing their maroon jerseys with white numerals, white baseball pants. The Wildcats in their gray jerseys, cardinal numerals. Mikey Teasley trying to work out of trouble. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch. Hit in the air, foul. Off to the right and well out of play. And the count is 2-1. We're in the 5th inning. In the 6th inning, it'll be, looks like Carson Fagan to lead things off. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Fastball, strike. Right at the knees, and he's come back to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Like he could use desperately a strikeout right here. Grayson Wright has other ideas for his Bulldog team. Timeout is asked for by Parker momentarily. Words of encouragement to his senior Mikey Teasley. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases full of Bulldogs. From the stretch, the 2-2 pitch gets away, but not far enough. Ball carom off the bricks right back to Parker. And we got a full count now, so no place to put Wright in a 4-2 ball game. Oak Ridge defense being positioned by the assistant coaches. Bearden dugout making noise. Big pitch in the ball game. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Ball ripped to the shortstop. Noah Wood, he's got it. He throws on the first in time for out number 3. Ball was hit right on the button. Noah Wood makes the play and a good throw across the diamond. But the Bulldogs do score a run, but they leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 6th inning here at Bearden High School. 4-2 Wildcats. We'll be back on our YouTube channel in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bearden High School. Wildcats batting here in the 6th. Need to get the offense rolling once again. Leading things off will be Brooks Poteet. The first pitch to him is hit on the ground. 1 hop to the second baseman. He throws low but dug out by the first baseman. And Poteet is out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Brooks is 0 for 3 in the ball game. 2 fly outs and that ground out. Here's Jaden Cheverton. Jaden also 0 for 2 in the ball game. He flew out to right and struck out his last time. 1 out, nobody aboard. Max Adams in relief of Charlie Lofton. And his first pitch to Jaden is a called strike. Jaden will be followed by Cam Welch, who had a solid single his last time. Pitch. Strike at the belt, and the count is 0-2. 1 out here in the 6th. The Wildcat offense has gone quiet since the 3rd inning. Pitch hit well to right center field. The right fielder makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 up and 2 down, and the batter will be Camden Welch. Cam walked his first time, singled his last time. He bats with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. As I mentioned, the Wildcats scored 1 single run in the 2nd, 3 in the 3rd, but have been shut out in the 4th and 5th, and they're down to their final out here in the 6th. Pitch to Kim is a called strike. Kind of 0-1. Noah Wood is on deck for the Wildcats. Noah's been on base a couple times, scored a run. Ball hit, foul. Down the left side and well out of play. Ball's hit very well. Wildcats have had a lot of loud strikes, loud, long foul ball. Hits. Only one has been in fair play. That was Parker's 3-run home run, which is the difference, obviously, in the game now. Pitch to Camden, bounced at the plate, and the count is 1-2. Noah's on deck for the Wildcats as we broadcast here at Bearden High School. Wednesday night, the Wildcats take on the Bulldogs again at Bobby Hopkins Field, and then I think the whole weekend is free after that. I don't think the Wildcats are going to play a Friday ball game. They'll be back in action against Ray County as Camden takes one a bit high. And the count is even at 2-2 Then the following week, the Wildcats have Farragut. They've got Grace. They've got their trip up to Kingsport, the Tribe Classic. 2-2 pitch, hit off the end of the bat, foul up the third base line. The count remains 2-2. Just got a text from one of my friends who's looks like he's getting ready to be deployed. That would be Andrew Nelson. Used to be work for me back in the day. 2-2, 2 outs, nobody aboard. The pitch. Whoa. That's pretty close. Good eye there by Welch. And the count is full at 3-2. 4-2 Wildcats. A tight one here at Bearden High School, as you would expect. Pitch, ball 4. Good at bat, and Cam Welch has been on base all 3 times tonight. And the batter now will be the shortstop. That'll be Noah Wood. Noah reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. He walked his last time. Looks like Wildcats might have let's see if they're going to get a runner. They might get Kip Fagan in the run for Camden Welch, and that is the case. I see the Kipper coming out to first base, and he will run.
Kipper.
I like that name, Kipper. You can call him Kip, or his name is Kipton. I know his grandparents are watching down in Amarillo. Do we have any other people watching? Well, we have a little break here. Dylan Woody.
We have Claudia Bearden, Mikey's aunt from Chattanooga. Yeah, I remember her. And that's about it.
Noah Wood steps in. Runner at first. Actually, that looks like Andy Hudson running. He yelled for Kipton, but I think it's Andy running. The pitch is a called strike at the belt, and the count is 0-1. Did I hear that wrong? I thought he yelled for Kipton, but then I think that's Andy Hudson, who runs courtesy runner a lot for the Wildcats this year. Breaking pitch in there for a called strike to Noah. He's behind in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Max Adams, the second pitcher used by the Bulldogs. And he's still at first. 0-2 pitch. Down low a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Mikey Teasley's gone all the way on the mound for the Wildcats. He's run into trouble the last 2 innings. He's given up solo runs to make it a 4-2 ball game. Pitch. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Wildcat offense, as I mentioned, has been shut out since the Parker Free home run. Wildcats have had some base runners, but haven't been able to score. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. He did swing. It's a strikeout, and Noah Wood is out number 3. Wildcats pick up a base runner. They leave him stranded. We go to the bottom half of the 6th inning in this district ball game at Phil Garner Field at Bearden High School, right off of Kingston Pike in Knoxville. 4-2 Wildcats. We'll be back for the bottom of the 6th in a moment. David Clary back here along with our producer director Dylan Woody. Got a beautiful sky here in Knoxville tonight, as you can see on the camera. You can see right over the top of the Bearden football field, Bill Young Field, I believe it is, the former head coach of Bearden and Oak Ridge. Mikey's pitch, good-looking pitch, but caught a ball. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. Mikey Teasley's gone all the way. Pitch is hit, foul. Off to the left and out of play. This is the number 4 hitter in their lineup. This is Isaiah Allen. Isaiah is 0 for 2 in the ball game. He grounded out to second and struck out. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch from Mikey Teasley. A little bit low. 2 balls and 1 strike. Mikey hadn't had his best stuff today, but, you know, the good ones can grind it out. That's what he's done here, especially the last 2 innings. That pitch, it was well out of the strike zone. He fouled it back. Did that hit the pole? Hit the light. I wonder what it did. He ticked off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Hit on the ground. That's a base hit in the left field. As I mentioned, they have hit the ball hard the last 3 innings now. It's a leadoff single, and the tying run comes to the plate in the person of Eli Pickard. Eli's had a tough day. He has struck out twice, both times looking if indeed this will be him.
Coming to play for the Bulldogs, third baseman, number 9, Eli Pickard.
Yeah, it's Eli Pickard batting. Right-handed hitter. Looks like we're going to have a courtesy runner. We're taking the place of the, let's see, the first baseman. Looks like, and he'll be at first. Riker is the runner. Probably faster than Caleb. What do you think, Dylan?
Probably.
Caleb was a track guy. I guess we'll give him a little credit. Last year he ran track, and I guess at middle school at Robertsville. Short lead at first. Mikey's pitch, cut on a miss. Kind of loaded up on that one. And the count is 0-1. Right-handed hitter, 4-2, Oak Ridge in the lead. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning here at Bearden. 1 strike pitch. Oh, all the way back to the screen. Parker goes with a head with a throw, and he's in. So they've got a runner in scoring position. It's a wild pitch by Mikey. Tried to load up on one. Like I said, he's got a little anger in that pitch, and he missed everything, and they've got a runner in scoring position and a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Nobody out here in the 6th inning. Mikey checks the runner. 1-1 pitch. Breaking pitch just a bit outside, and the count is 2-1. Eli Pickard has struck out twice, both times looking. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Call a strike at the knees. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mikey Teasley, right-handed senior. Checks the runner at second. 2-2 pitch. Hit foul. Back out of play. Over towards the concession stand. And the count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not sure what the pitch count is. I see Coach Free and Coach Ball having a discussion in the Oak Ridge dugout to our right, making sure that Parker and Mikey are on the same page. This guy has struck out looking both times. That conversation was a quick one, and the junior catcher returns behind the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes, runner at second. Oak Ridge on top 4-2 in this District 4 ball game at Bearden High School. Once again, Mikey checks the runner. 2-2 pitch. Foul ball hit our way once again. And out of play. And the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes. Making sure Luis is still up there. He is. That one went really close to him. He gave us the thumbs up once again. Always glad to have Louis behind us. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And here's another 2-2 pitch from Mikey Teasley. Cut on and missed. That's another strikeout, and Eli Pickard has struck out 3 times in the ball game. The first time swinging, and the scheduled hitter is McCollum. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter in the ball game, number 16.
Coming to the plate for the Bulldogs, number 16, Landon Suggs.
See what Landon can do. McCollum was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Mikey trying to get out of trouble here in the 6th inning. A single and a wild pitch, and they have a runner at second base. Mikey checks the runner, snuck in behind, comes Jaden Cheverton. Breaking pitch is high and tight, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes. Man, I like this shot right here. That's a really good shot that Caleb Riker has going for us. We got the plate, behind the plate camera and the above view. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch, I'm not sure exactly where that one was. Mikey wanted it. He's going to take a walk off the mound. That one looked really good. We'll check behind the camera, behind the plate camera. 2 balls and no strikes. It was loud enough, wasn't it? I'm sure he heard it. 2 balls and no strikes. Suggs the batter. Pitch. There's a called strike at the knees, and the count is 2-1. We've got Mikey with 10 strikeouts. I'll check that after this next pitch. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pitch. That's high. 3 balls and 1 strike. It is 10 strikeouts for Mikey Teasley. 3 balls and 1 strike to Suggs. 3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Once again, a borderline pitch. And they've got him at first and second. And here comes Coach Free. Let's see if we're going to have a pitching change. I haven't noticed anybody warming up in the bullpen to our right. They're going to get a courtesy runner. It's going to be a conversation on the hill. I'm sure Coach Free will ask Parker if he wants to continue or if he thinks that Mikey should continue. I know Mikey's going to say, I want to keep pitching. But we'll see what the head coach of the Wildcats decides. 4-2 our score. The Wildcats taking on Bearden, as I mentioned, on this coming Monday. The Wildcats will be going to the Tribe Classic at the end of the month. Look at that schedule. It's coming up. I know it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday tournament up in Kingsport. Let's see, the Wildcats, trying to look at their schedule here. I do not see them scheduled on Thursday, but the Wildcats will be in action on Friday. As I look, they'll take on Dobbins Bennett against somebody. As Mikey has runners at first and second, the tying runs on base in a 4-2 ball game. Here's the pitch, breaking pitch in there for a called strike. Farrell, the catcher, or Farrell, he walked and scored his last time, grounded out to short. He is 0 for 1 officially. Runners at first and second. Mikey's really been in trouble the last 3 innings. He comes to the plate. Ball ripped to right field. Brooks Poteet there for the catch, though, for out number 2. That ball was hit right on the button to the opposite field, but out. And the batter now will be Hunter Harris. Harris struck out his first time and singled his last time. He's 1 for 2. Runners at first and second. I tell you, a lot of balls hit hard the last 3 innings against Mikey. But so far they've only scored solo runs. The good ones grind it out, and that's what he's doing. When you don't have your best stuff, the good ones are able to get through things, and he's got one out to get here. That ball is hit foul off the netting, and the count is 0-1. Guys, we're seeing a good ball game here today.
Really good. It's always fun whenever we see good ball games because we don't normally get them that much. We're a good team. We beat teams by a lot normally.
No balls and 1 strike to Hunter Harris. He's the designated hitter, hitting for the pitcher, Max Adams. He's the second pitcher Bearden has used today. They started with Charlie Lofton. He gave up the 3-run home run and then an unearned run on the Joseph Webb run that scored in the second inning. But Max has come in and shut down the Wildcats. Here's the pitch. Oh, boy. That breaking pitch was above the belt, and we'll take it, Dylan Woody. That was a ball, but it's 0-2.
Yeah, that looked like a ball from here. A little high, but we'll take it, I don't know.
No balls and 2 strikes. We appreciate the Fagan family and down in Texas for sponsoring and donating some money so we can get all these ball games on our YouTube channel. Mikey Teasley, 1 strike away from getting out of trouble once again in the 6th. Both teams, Parker, Mikey, and the batter all get tired, and each one of them step out. And back in the box once again will go Harris. No balls and 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 outs in the 6th. 2-run lead for the Wildcats. Here's Mikey's 2-strike pitch. Inside corner. That one looked better than the one he called. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rick Hendricks is our field umpire today. He's standing between second and third. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harris, as I mentioned, is 1 for 2 in the ball game. Mikey trying to set him down right here. And he does. Go sit down, young man. Out number 3 as he strikes out. That is the 11th strikeout of the ball game for Mikey Teasley. Once again, the Bulldogs pick up a couple base runners and they strand them. We go to the top of the 7th inning here at Bearden High School. The Wildcats could use some insurance. It'll be the top of the order. Warren East, Parker Free, and Mikey Teasley in the 7th. And we'll be back to Bearden in a moment. Trip Spring is the new pitcher for the Bearden Bulldogs. He takes over for Max Adams. And the leadoff man here in the 7th inning will be the center fielder for the Wildcats, Warren East. Warren has been on base all 3 times today. Singled. He reached base in the 3rd inning, scored a run. He walked his last time. It'll be East, Free, and Teasley, the scheduled 3 in the 7th. The Wildcats, as I mentioned, could use some insurance. We'll have a post-game show following. We need to ask Coach Ulrich if he'll keep his internet going for us, as that pitch is a called strike. Not a lot of velocity on the breaking pitch, and the count is 0-1. Warren hit a big home run his freshman year. I remember it very well. Takes one outside, a ball, 1 ball and 1 strike. Parker's on deck. Parker had the home run, the 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning. And it's also flew out to center and grounded out to third. Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch is outside and low, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Number 14. This is Spring. Spells it Spreng. That's the new pitcher for the Bearden Bulldogs. Slender, looks young. I don't have their classes here. He doesn't look as old as Caleb, who's a senior. The pitcher, he looks young. 2 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Warren swings and misses through a fastball at the numbers, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody out, nobody on. The Wildcats in the lead 4-2 in a tight one here at Bearden High School. We welcome you to watch our broadcast. They're all archived, and thank you for watching tonight. 2-2 pitch to Warren. He thought about swinging. Breaking pitch stayed low. Good-looking pitch, but it was out of the strike zone. I'm more impressed that Warren was able to hold up on it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit foul. Off the nub of the bat. Over towards the Bearden Bulldog dugout. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Three balls and 2 strikes. 4-2 Wildcats. Spring trying to get Warren. That pitch is off it was ball 4, but it hit his bat and fouled back to the screen, and the count remains full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of Oak Ridge fans in blankets now. And we've got Dylan here in short sleeves. He's not cold, though. He's tough. Lived in Hawaii. And probably you are cold because of that. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Warren. That's up high, ball 4. Good at bat there for Warren. He stayed alive, and he's been on base 4 times in the ball game. And here comes Parker free. Parker, as I mentioned, a 3-run home run, a laser shot over the left field fence. And that's the difference in the ball game. The other run scored on a throwing error by their first baseman back in the second. The Wildcats have been shut out the last 3 innings. Trying to get some insurance here in the 7th. Good speed at first. Going. Pitch. Here's the throw down, and he is in there with a stolen base. So Warren East on the first pitch. Steals second, and he is in scoring position. Catcher's got a good arm, but Warren's got quicker feet, and he steals second, and the Wildcats have a runner at second with nobody out here in this inning. Spring the pitcher in relief of Adams. Parker back in. That's 1 ball, no strikes, I do believe. Scoreboard says that. Checks Warren at second. Pitch to Parker. That's way outside and low. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. They'll correct the scoreboard. The umpire corrects me. Not unusual. I'm usually wrong. Dylan's usually right, but I'm usually wrong. 1 ball, 1 strike. That pitch is down low, a ball. And the count is now 2 balls and 1 strike. Scoreboard says 3-0. Umpire says 2-1. And Parker takes a little walk. So does Mikey. I don't know where Mikey's going. Mikey's walking away. I guess Mikey was heading to Fazoli's or someplace. He walked across. That got Dylan's attention.
Ooh, I would love some breadsticks.
We might head on down Kingston Pike afterwards then. I know you guys have school tomorrow, but is 2 balls and 1 strike. Parker back in. Nobody out. Runner at second is Warren East. The leadoff walk for the Wildcats here in the 7th. The pitch fouled off the catcher. And umpire does him a favor and lets him kind of walk it off as he walks the ball back out to the pitcher. I would hate to be a catcher. I mean, that ball came screaming back on the foul ball right off his helmet. And the umpire gives him a little time. And Parker knows the feeling as well, and they're both sympathetic to that because it's tough being a catcher. I mean, it's tough. I wouldn't want to do it. My uncle always said it's the best position, but I don't know. You get beat up pretty much. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch to Parker. The breaking pitch. Ooh, the outside half of the plate. Good-looking pitch. And the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Umpire continues to tell the guys up in the press box that is not the right count. Parker's got a full count. His jersey looks unbuttoned as he pitches. That's a cut on a miss. Parker swings one out of the strike zone, and that is out number 1 here in the 7th inning. Mikey Teasley will bat. Mikey's kind of been held in check today. He is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Grounded out to short his first time and struck out in the 3rd and the 4th innings. And he goes over to have words with Coach Travis Free, and the catcher and the pitcher having words as well. We appreciate you watching, and we hope you appreciate our camera angles provided by Caleb Riker and Dylan Woody.
Next up for the Wildcats.
As we are broadcasting right from ground level, right behind the plate to the right. You can see the shot that Dylan has on the board now is not our shot. Our view is this one right there. That's what we see from our vantage point. Then Luis has got the camera up top. Mikey steps in, could use some insurance, could help himself right here, as he only has a 2-run lead heading into the bottom of the 7th, and he swings and he kind of a late hack at it. Fouls it back to the screen, and the count is 0-1. Joseph Webb is on deck. Joe singled, scored a run, hit by a pitch, and stole a base. Mikey doesn't seem to be quite into it. He's pitched to the ball well, especially the first 3 innings, but has struggled the last. And he takes one outside, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Joseph will be followed by Carson Fagan. There is one out in the 7th inning. Warren East is the base runner at second. Wildcats up 4-2. Quiet all of a sudden once again here at Bearden. Warren kind of off the bag. There's ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike. Third pitcher used by the Bulldogs. Mikey takes a deep breath, digs back in the right-hand batter's box. 2 balls and 1 strike to him. Throw back to second, and not far enough. Warren thought about it, but it really didn't get too far away from the shortstop. He only had to take about 2 steps to retrieve it, and back to the bag he goes safely. Warren was picked off in the 1st inning. Warren's been on base, as I mentioned, 4 times today. Mikey trying to reach base for the first time tonight. That echoed off the football stadium to the left. Go Cats. 2-1 pitch. Mikey takes one way up high. That pitch was way high. Absolutely way high. Absolutely terrible call by the umpire. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pitch to Mikey. Hit well to right. Right fielder back to the fence, to the wall. It's off the wall. Mikey's headed towards second. Warren East had to hold up. He wasn't sure if the right fielder would be able to catch it. The ball hit the aluminum fence, and the Wildcats have him at second and third and 1 out. I wasn't sure if he was going to get to it. He kept going, drifting over towards the foul pole, and the Wildcats have runners, as I mentioned, at second and third, and the batter will be Joseph Webb. That's a double, and they're going to intentionally walk Joseph. So the Wildcats will have the bases loaded and Basically, they're saying, Carson Fagan, you can't do it. And let's see what Carson can do. We know he can. And to me, if I were Carson, I would say, you have just walked a guy in front of me. Basically, you're saying, I can't get the job done. That would fire me up. Dylan?
Yeah, I would try and go yard on this one. He has before, and let's see if he can do it.
Carson, a senior. He had a sacrifice bunt his first time. Warren East, the runner at third. The pitch, cut on a miss, and he was way in front of that one. And the count is 0-1. Mikey Teasley's at second. Joseph Webb is at first. Bases full of Wildcats. One strike the count. Carson back in. One strike pitch. Cut on a missed. And the count is 0-2. Carson needs to buckle down here. Be a two-strike hitter. He's been early on two swings. You can hear Coach McKeithen yelling encouragement. Two-strike pitch. Good stop by the catcher. Kept Warren from coming in. Ball was way outside. Tried to get him to go fishing, and Carson had none of that. Speaking of fishing, my two friends to my right, Caleb and Dylan Woody, they love to fish. They fished in Alabama. They went fishing yesterday. Both of them caught fish. I think Caleb's might have been a little bigger than Dylan's yesterday. Let's see what Carson can do. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Pitch, hit foul. Out of play. Dylan, what kind of fish did you catch?
I caught a bass.
Caleb?
I caught a striper. It was a small schoolie striper.
Both of you very successful. Anglers, I guess that's what you're called. Carson Fagan back in, 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out, bases full of Wildcats. The infield is in on the grass. String comes to the plate. Outside with it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4-2 is our score. We're in the top of the 7th inning in a game you're watching live on YouTube channel Prep Radio. Wildcats trying to maintain 1 game behind the Farragut Admirals in the district. They'll play Farragut 2 times in a couple of weeks. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2-2 pitch. Hit well, deep to left, back to the wall. It's going off the wall. Here comes Warren. Here comes Mikey. Here's the throw. The Wildcats score. They walked him intentionally. Carson Fagan makes them pay. And the Wildcats put insurance on the board. It's 6-2 Wildcats. Carson got all of that one off the wall, and Carson made them pay.
That was crazy.
And the Wildcats, we're going to see a pitching change. Big insurance runs for the Wildcats. 6-2 our score. While we have a break, we'll be back on our YouTube channel in a moment. Welcome back once again to Bearden. Wildcats on top 6-2. Wildcats have runners at first and second, just a single for Carson Fagan, but it was a biggie, scoring 2 runs as Brooks steps in. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Brooks lined out to center, flew out to left, and grounded out to second. 6-2 Wildcats, top of the 7th inning. Joe Webb takes his lead off of second. The pitch is a called strike at the belt, and the count is 0-1. Jaden Cheverton is on deck for the Wildcats. There's 1 out. Wildcats have put 2 on the board. 4th pitcher of the night used for the Bearden Bulldogs. Right-hander facing the left-handed hitting Brooks Poteet. 1 strike pitch, runners going. Here's the throw down to second, and that's a double steal. Surprised he didn't go the short route to third. That's a stolen base for Joseph Webb, and that's his 2nd stolen base. Carson Fagan has his first stolen base of the game. So the Wildcats now have 2 runners in scoring position and a no-ball, 2-strike count on Brooks Poteet. Here's the pitch to him. Outside corner, called strike 3. So Poteet goes down for the 2nd out of the inning. And the batter now will be Jaden Cheverton. Jaden is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Lined out to right twice and also struck out. 2 runs in here in the 7th to give Mikey a little breathing room if he indeed comes out for the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll see. Wildcats have a couple runners in scoring position. Here's the pitch. That's high and inside. 1 ball, no strikes to Jaden Cheverton. Cam Welch is on deck. Cam's had a good day today. He's walked twice and has a single. To his credit, hard knock to right field. I think that's his first hit of the year. Hasn't gotten a bat much this year. Here's the pitch. Inside. And the count is 2 balls and no strikes. Thank you for watching our broadcast on YouTube channel Prep Radio. We have done about 20 baseball games this year. And we are glad to have all of you watching. Tell your friends and neighbors. We'll try to keep doing some more. We're kind of unsure the next 3 games, though. As the pitch comes in, there's a ball outside at the knees, and the count is 3 balls and no strikes. Joe Webb is the base runner at third. Wildcats have Carson Fagan at second. 3 balls and no strikes. The pitch. The pitch was a bit high. That's kind of the old automatic, but it was out of the strike zone. And the count is 3 balls and 1 strike. That pitch to Mikey Teasley, I still can't get over that one. That was about shoulder level. I guess she's entitled to 1 miss. 3 balls and 1 strike. The pitch. Hit in the air, foul. Over the top of the Oak Ridge dugout. Well out of play. Onto the grass to our right where looks like Joseph's little brother is going to retrieve it. Perhaps. And he's going to have to tumble down the hill to get to it. Now he got it. And the count is 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Jaden. That's ball 4. And the Wildcats will have the bases loaded again. So Jaden reaches base for the first time tonight. And here comes Cam Welch. As I mentioned, Cam has been on base 3 times. He's walked twice and had a single. Big senior left-handed hitter. Playing first base today. It's kind of a switch. Joseph Webb's been, when he's not pitching, has been the first baseman for the most part this year. But with Cam back, Cam played a lot of first base the last several years, and a little right field as well. Bases loaded. The Wildcats have scored 2 here in the 7th. They'll lead at 6-2. Pitch to Cam. Low a ball. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Noah Wood is on deck. Noah has a walk and has scored a run today. We'll have our post-game show. And remember to ask Coach Ulrich to keep his internet going for us. For whatever reason, our internet has not been good the last little bit, and we've had to piggyback. There's a called strike in the knees, and the count is even at 1 strike. Dylan Woody is our producer director today. Our camera technician is Caleb Riker. Luis Soria as well. Kind of. 1 strike. The pitch. A called strike at the belt, and the count is 1-2. Wildcats with 2 insurance runs here in the 7th inning to lead it 6-2. Carson Fagan, bases loaded, single off the wall. Camden back in, the pitch. That's up high. Evens the count at 2 strikes. Phil Gardner played baseball here. He was manager of the Houston Astros. I guess the Fagan family probably would remember him down in Amarillo, Texas. 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, right back to the pitcher. He's got the throw, and he gets the out for out number 3. But the Wildcats do pick up 2 insurance runs, and they head to the bottom of the 7th inning here at Bearden High School with the Wildcats on top 6-2. Dylan, do we have any chat? I'm going to run down our sponsors. Laura Lynn Green with State Farm Insurance, Sexton Automotive, Donnie Sharp, the former Wildcat pitcher and player for the Wildcats at East Tennessee Spine and Sport. We also have the class of 1989, along with the Fagan family. Other people have donated money, and, of course, Mike Kelly with Betsy Coleman Realty. Dylan?
We have a question for you, David. They say, hey, David, how about them Mets?
That must be John Ulrich right there. How about the Mets? Well, let's see. The Mets typically start their season really strong and end floundering in last place. That's typically what the Mets do. It's early on, John. If you honestly think the Mets are going to win the division, you are absolutely crazy. You are absolutely crazy. The Mets will find a way to choke. But John, we love you anyway, and good luck in school, and we'll hope to see you maybe again in the state tournament this year. Hopefully, we'll get that far. Wildcats on top, 6-2. We'll be back. A new pitcher in the ball game. That is Cheeto coming in to pitch to try to close it out for the Wildcats. The big left-hander trying to get the save for the Wildcats. 6-2 our score. We'll be back in a moment.
Tyler Klein.
Welcome back once again to Bearden High School. Camden Welch takes over on the mound for the Wildcats. He'll be facing the number 9 hitter, Tyler Klein. And the first pitch to him is a ball. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Tyler is the number 9 hitter in the Bearden lineup. Mikey went the first 6. The ball is hit in the air on the infield. First baseman is Joseph Webb. He staggers a bit, but does make the catch for out number 1. So first out recorded here in the 7th inning. And back to the top of the order we go to the center fielder, Finn Piper. He has been on base a couple times, tripled and scored back in the 4th inning, and walked in the 6th inning against Mikey Teasley. Wildcats need a couple outs to get another district win. That pitch is a called strike at the belt, and the count is 0-1 to Finn Piper. Where's the number 21? He's bats from the left side against the left-handed throwing senior, Camden Welch. The pitch, that's a little outside. It evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Caleb Riker, our camera guy today, our producer director, Dylan Woody. My name is David Clary. That pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Good insurance runs there for the Wildcats. It was a 4-2 ball game before Carson made them pay. 6-2 our score. Cam to the plate. Called strike at the knees. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Finn Piper didn't like the call. 1 out, nobody aboard. Bottom of the 7th. Cam to the plate. Oh, boy. Not sure where that one was. Looked good. 3 balls and 2 strikes. He's got a narrow strike zone, but like I've said throughout the contest, he's been very consistent with it. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. That's a ball. Outside, and Piper is on board with a 1-out walk. And the batter, perhaps his brother, it's another Piper. This is Boone Piper. Boone has struck out twice. He also had a sacrifice fly and an RBI. Piper's kind of an unusual name. I would assume they're brothers. One's left-handed, one's right-handed. I can't tell if they're twins. Boone looks a little bigger than Finn. And it's Boone batting here. He took a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. Cam Welch got the first guy he faced, and that one's out of the strike zone. 2 balls and no strikes. 4-run lead for the Wildcats, 6-2. Cam Welch trying to close it out and get a win for Mikey Teasley. Pitch is a called strike. Of course, earlier this year against Fairhope, Mikey had a no-hitter. He also has wins over Central and Hardin Valley. Cam comes in. Another called strike at the belt. Good pitch there by Cam Welch. Mikey also, as I mentioned, pitched a no-hitter against Fairhope. Had a victory over Lenore City. Cam Welch had a victory just recently over West this past Thursday. Trying to pick up what would be a save. It's a 4-run game. With a runner going. The pitch. He swings. He strikes out. And they steal a base. The ball goes rolling into center field. But that is out number 2. So that's a strikeout for Cam Welch. And the last hope for the Bulldogs is Grayson Wright.
Grayson Wright.
Grayson Wright is the batter for the Bearden Bulldogs. He struck out his first time, singled in the 4th inning, and grounded out to short. Runner down at second base. Wildcats on top, 6-2. Camden Welch trying to close it out for the Wildcats. Another district win, their 21st win of the year. The Wildcats 20 wins, 2 defeats, and 1 tie. That 14-inning game that Dylan loves so much. Ball hit to the right side, long run. It's in foul territory, just out of the reach. Brooks Poteet, the right fielder, and the hustling Joseph Webb. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. What are your thoughts on that 14-inning game?
That was terrible.
Why was it terrible, Dylan?
Because it was 4 hours long, and then we had a 10-hour drive after that.
Well, that's pretty much summed up the whole thing. As no balls and 1 strike to Grayson Wright. 2 outs. 6-2 Wildcats. Runner at second. Pitch to the plate. That's down low. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. A couple of big hits in the ball game. Obviously, the home run by Parker Free, which is the difference in the ball game. Then the insurance runs by Carson, giving the Wildcats a little bit of a cushion here in the 9th. Or 7th, I mean. That pitch is a called strike at the knees. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Major Leagues play 9. High school plays 7. Kim takes a long walk around the mound. Grayson Wright back in. He's the last hope for the Bearden Bulldogs. They've given the Wildcats a good one. Runner going to third. Ball hit on the ground to the shortstop. Noah Wood, long throw, not in time, and they score a run. That'll be an infield single. And in to score comes Finn Piper his second run. That's an RBI.
First baseman number 17.
And
Allen.
the Wildcat lead is 6-3. Just one out away here, and the batter now will be Isaiah Allen. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. Singled his last time. Left-handed hitter against the left-handed throwing Camden Welch. Pitch to the plate. Outside with the ball. Called, and the count is 1-0. Producer director is Dylan Woody. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch. Called strike to the belt. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Joseph Webb moved over to first base. Jaden Cheverton is the second baseman. Noah Wood is the shortstop. Mikey Teasley's at third. The 1-1 pitch, that should be it. Ball hit to center field. Warren East, he's got it. Wildcats win. Oak Ridge has defeated the Bearden Bulldogs by a final score of 6-3, and the Wildcats win their 21st ball game, and the Wildcats still 1 game behind the Farragut Admirals with district games to go against Bearden on Wednesday, and then 2 games against Ray County next week, and then the final week of the season, regular season in the district, the Wildcats will take on the Farragut Admirals, and the Wildcats would love to knock off the Farragut Admirals twice and obviously beat Bearden and Ray County to close it out. Wildcats win at 6-3. The winning pitcher is Mikey Teasley. Mikey on the year is now 5-0, and the Wildcats win the ball game by a final score of 6-3. We run down some of the totals. We'll have a post-game show. We won't have a long one. It's a little chilly. And Dylan wants to get some breadsticks at Fazoli's. He has homework, so maybe not. I think he actually would rather hit the road. That's your loss, Dylan, as the Wildcats do win the ball game. Warren East, looking at the individual statistics here, Warren East was on base 4 times today. He had roughly 2 singles, 1 for sure, 1 questionable. He scored 2 runs. He walked twice and a stolen base. Parker Free had a 3-run home run, and he was 1 for 4 in the ball game, but that was a big one for the Wildcats. Mikey Teasley had a double and scored a run. Joseph Webb was on base 3 times today. He walked, was hit by a pitch, and was intentionally walked, stole 2 bases, and scored a run. Carson Fagan had a sacrifice and a single that scored 2 runs in the 7th inning. Brooks Poteet played excellent right field. Jaden Cheverton walked in the ball game. Camden Welch was on base 3 times, 2 walks and a single. Noah Wood walked and reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. As I mentioned, the winning pitcher was Mikey Teasley. He is now 5-0 on the year. The Wildcats win it 6-3. Our post-game show is coming up live here from Bearden High School on our YouTube channel. Stay with us. I'll be speaking to the head coach of the Wildcats, Coach Travis Free, and I'm sure we'll also speak to one of the Wildcats. He typically sends somebody our way. I'm going to put the mic down. Oak Ridge wins 6-3. We'll be back in a moment. We'll go back once again to Bearden High School, where the Wildcats are victorious over the Bearden Bulldogs by a final score of 6-3. Let's see who we're going to talk to here. We're going to maybe talk to one of the Wildcats. Typically, Coach Free will send a player or two our way as we wait to talk to either the head coach, maybe no player. It is a little chilly. My guys have homework. One of them is a senior in high school. One of them is a sophomore in high school. The sophomore says he does homework. He's actually a good student. Dylan's a good student. He's all right. The Wildcat players are kind of making their way out of the dugout to our right. I want to swing the camera over there and have them coming towards us. Have them coming towards us. Turn the camera at them. Yeah. Because they're coming out of the dugout towards us, and if one of them sits down, we'll turn it over. It looks like, as you can see, I'm kind of getting ready to come out. We got some of the students blocking, and I'm just waiting for Coach Free or some player to join us here. As you can see, the Wildcats coming our way, and these guys are blocking our view, but so is Mike Kelly, but he's one of our sponsors, so we're happy with that. And here comes Dylan Skeens. He'll be the first one walking towards us. There's a big block here. Here's Warren East coming towards us, hugging his family. Here's Dylan coming by. And here's our boy Kipton Fagan walking by. Warren. And this is Noah Wood, number 1 right here. Tri Sharp is number 7. He's about to walk by the camera. Here we go. That's Warren East right there. Here comes Jaden Cheverton walking by our camera, carrying all the balls as a typical sophomore, as Coach Travis Free will be wandering our way. He's having words with Andy Hudson. And we also have, let's see, looks like that is Jonah Wolf right there walking by the camera. And let's see, that is Andy Hudson. Chief, what you were feeling at that moment?
I mean, it fires me up because, they don't think that I could get up there and hit the ball. So, I had to prove them wrong. They throw me 6 straight breaking balls in a row, and I had to put that one off the wall to show them that our whole lineup can hit and do the job.
Big insurance runs, obviously. It was a 2-run game, 4-2, when you hit the ball off the fence and 2 runs scored. I think another big play you had a really good sacrifice bunt, which ended up being a run. What base running Joseph had. He just kept on trucking around second. I guess that's something you all work on, and then the throwing error forced the run in. And so that was a good bunt on your part, too, which is a big play in the game.
Yes, sir. Just put the ball in play, and my job was to move him over, obviously. But, then the throw got away, so it scored him at the end of the day. So just putting the ball in play helps a lot.
I know you obviously hit the ball real well. You've been playing some great defense. One thing we haven't really talked about is your relief pitching. You're the closer on this team. You come in as lights out. Last year as Peyton Witter. Your turn this year to do so. Is that a role you relish?
I love it. Coming in there, just finishing the game, just throw strikes and let the defense do the work.
Carson, you're a man of few words today. Normally you're a little bit more talkative. Do you have homework tonight?
No homework. I only have one class during the day, so I go to class for 1 period, and then I go to work. So,
where do you work?
I work with my neighbor doing construction.
Okay. Carson, big win. You've got Bearden again coming up on Wednesday. You've got 2 district games left with Ray County, and then 2 big ones with Farragut. You're 1 game behind Farragut right now in the standings, so you got to keep winning.
Yes, sir. Ultimately, Farragut is our Wednesday, but Farragut, we're coming out after them hot, so we'll be ready.
Carson, I appreciate it, and good luck, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much.
Let's get Coach Free in here real quick. Head coach of the Wildcats. I didn't know if you wanted Mikey. I've talked to Mikey a lot. I'll talk to you.
No, Mikey's supposed to go.
Okay, Mikey will go. No, he hadn't gone. We'll get Mikey Teasley in here. I'm kind of eager to talk to Mikey, too, because Mikey's been a lot of things I want to talk to Mikey about. I've talked to Mikey a lot over the years. But, Mikey, you had to grind it out today. National Player of the Week, which is really cool. But, pitchers, good pitchers like you, when you don't have your best stuff, grind it out, and that's what you had to do. You got in a couple messes there at the end of the ball game, but you got out of it, and that's what I think good pitchers can do.
Yes, sir, it definitely is. But I mean, I had to rely on the pitch calling and everything like that, and I was trusting Coach Ball and his input on what he had on the hitters. So I just had to grind it out, and hopefully he'll give me the call on the corner half of the plate. But I wasn't getting it tonight, and that's just it happens.
Yeah, I agree. He was very consistent, though, that umpire was. I mean, he was very consistent on both accounts. You just did not. I even said on the air, I don't know if you know who Greg Maddox is. Greg Maddox wouldn't have liked this guy because he was right on anything on the corner he was not calling. But, that's the way it is. You have to live with that.
Yes, sir, it is. And you have to be able to compete and actually put it on the plate, which it makes it harder as a pitcher. But, I mean, you have to trust your input and trust your pitches to get outs, really.
You actually kind of look tired at the end of the ball game. Are you getting kind of fatigued here at the end of the year?
Not really. I mean, it was just, I don't know what it was, but I guess it came down to not getting the calls, and I was getting a little frustrated. But, I mean, I had to bounce back, and I knew how to push through it.
You're a great hitter as well, as we all know. Is sometimes when you're pitching, does it affect your hitting? Do you think more about one or the other?
I would say not really, but, I mean, obviously – I didn't have my best day at the plate until I just got a backside knock, which, I mean, I was aiming for it because he was throwing. He threw me 5 curveballs in that AB, so I knew I had to go backside and at least get an attempt to score Warren. But, I mean, not really. I don't really think about it.
You had a bad call on one of those pitches, too. That pitch was at shoulder level, I think.
Yes, sir, but it is what it is. Not everybody's perfect.
Right, exactly. I even said that about him, too. He's entitled to a missed call or two. A National Player of the Week, that is really cool. How did that get decided?
It got sent in by PBR, and Coach Free sent it in to PBR, and then I guess I had a good performance that week, and they decided to give it to me, which I was grateful for, and I couldn't do it without Coach Free and the coaching staff. So.
You had a great week. A no-hitter, 14 hits, like 14 RBI, so very well deserved. Congratulations on that. You got Bearden again on Wednesday. You got 2 games with Ray County to go in the district, and then you got 2 with Farragut. You're 1 game behind the Admirals right now, so you got to keep pace and continue to win.
Yes, sir, we will. And then we'll come in. I feel like the series against Farragut will be fiery, and we'll have energy because we know both sides, it determines the district. So, I mean, I feel like Ray County, we got to go and handle business still, and then on Wednesday we have to handle business. But I feel like we're in a good situation with Joe on the mound on Wednesday, and we're in a good situation for the rest of the year.
Mikey, I appreciate it, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mikey teased it. Now let's get Coach Free in here, and thank you, Jeff, for hanging around here. We're using his internet right now. Coach, congratulations. A hard-fought ball game, and I was telling Mikey, good pitchers that he is, when they don't have their best stuff or they're not really getting the calls on the corners like he's accustomed to, or the umpire was very consistent. I mean, he was very consistent for both pitchers, but good pitchers grind it out, and that's what he did tonight. He got into trouble. It was unhittable the first 3. The last 3, though, he got hit pretty well, but good win for him. Good win for your team.
Yeah, Mikey had a tough time with some strike calls. It felt like I think he was probably consistent. It just was slight misses, right? We're talking about 3 to 4 inches off, and that put Mikey in fastball counts a little bit, and everybody's trying to jump the fastball, and that's what it was today. But he made pitches when he had to. Like, just think about the moments when they had a little momentum. I go out there to talk to him. He gets a strikeout and then a fly out, and then the next time I go out there, he gets a strikeout and a fly out again to kind of get out of the inning. So he made the pitches when he had to. He just wasn't his best today, but that's okay. That's part of it, right? In April, we kind of are trying to find our momentum and find our legs, and got to kind of basically recover, I think, still from the beach, to be a little bit 100% honest. And then we just took 2 days off for Easter, so it was kind of a grinded out kind of night, and we did grind it out. And Parker with a huge hit and Carson with a huge hit to kind of separate it and end it, and we did what we had to do to win. So.
Big play to start the scoring, and I love the aggressiveness of Joseph Webb. I mean, he was at first, infield single. You bunted Carson, and right back to the pitcher, and Joe never slows down. He hits second base, heads to third, forces a bad throw, and you're on the board 1-0. So that aggressiveness got you a run right out of the chute.
Yeah, that was a big play for us to kind of get the 0 off the board to kind of open it up. And then the next inning we came in and we got traffic early. and got it to Parker. Parker hit a 3-run homer to kind of give us a little bit of a pad, and really I kind of felt like 4 would probably do it on the night. It would have done it, but it was nice to kind of add on it there in the 7th. But yeah, for sure, good job by Joe to be able to use his athleticism and take advantage of a poor rotation on their bunt defense.
Cheeto came in and closed the door, and you also are getting a chance to get Cam some bats too, and he was on base 3 times tonight, and it's good to have his bat, big solid single to right. It's good to have his big bat, getting back in the swing of things.
Yeah, it definitely adds a little depth to our lineup. It gives us a little bit different feel in our lineup, and it's just kind of nice to have him back at the end. He's kind of a safety blanket right now. That when Mikey wasn't his best, his pitch count was higher than I wanted it to be, and then we were able to come to Cheeto, and you knew the game was going to be over once you got to Cam in there. So it all kind of worked to plan tonight, but we'll see. Wednesday will be another grinded-out kind of game. At least we'll be at our place. We'll get to play at home, and that's always an advantage for us. But it is definitely – they're a good team, and they're playing really good lately. They beat Science Hill this weekend, and they're getting better as the year progresses. So hopefully we continue to get better, and we can kind of control the game on Wednesday night.
Coach, thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach Travis Free, the Wildcats victorious today over the Bearden Bulldogs 6-3. That about does it. We appreciate you watching our broadcast. Our next game. Well, the next game for the Wildcats will be Wednesday when they take on the Bulldogs at Bobby Hopkins. For Dylan and Caleb and Jeff, this is David Clary. Till next time, so long, everybody.